Hello again. Now in this lecture, you're gonna learn how to create a lead form custom audience. Now it does just the way it's named. It is we're creating a custom audience from all of those who in some way have engaged with our lead forms. Now if you don't know what lead forms and leads are, it's basically whenever you're asking for information about someone else and you're getting that information so that you can contact them again. So if you ever been to a website and it popped up and it said, fill in your email here, or fill in your phone number here, etc. Those, if you fill that in, then you turn into a lead, right? And those leads you want to contact again and follow up on. So that is how you gather leads, and that's how what leads are. Now, when you create your own lead form and your own lead ads, which we're gonna do later on in the course, you're gonna have people who engage with them. Some are gonna sign up and become leads, others are just gonna see it and not sign up with it. And we can target both those types of people. And in this lecture, we're gonna learn how to turn both of them into a custom audience so that we can target them again. Let's dive in. All right, so here we are again. We go to create audience, we go to custom audience, and then down here we have lead form, so we're gonna click there. And then here we are, and now things are starting to look similar, right? They all pretty much look the same with some minor differences, and that's why we're going through them all, right? So first of all, include people who meet any or all, and we're gonna stick with any as usual. And here's the question. Anyone who opened this form is going to be turned into a custom audience if we choose this option. So basically anyone who opened the form, whether they filled it in, whether they submitted it, doesn't matter, just anyone who opened it. Or we can target people who opened it but did not submit it. Or we can target people who opened and submitted, right? So there are three layers here. But basically you could say that there are the people who did not submit, and there are the people who submitted. Those are the types of people that I tend to look at. So basically, I tend to use these two options the most. I think they are the most useful. Now, once again, here it depends on what we want with the audience. Now, of course, if we are looking to actually get those leads, the smartest way would be to choose the people who did not submit, right? Now, if we want to target people who we know are interested in a certain product, but who we haven't followed up with yet, or who we want to do an upsell to, then of course, let's target the people who opened and submitted it. And then again, if we just want to target everyone who had to do with this lead form, who showed any form of interest as a lead, maybe you had a lead magnet, maybe you had some offer that they're interested in, right? Then you just target those people. Generally, we use this, but since in this case, we're probably going to have a very small email list and not be that specific, we're gonna go with this one, anyone, right? And then we can choose our page. And then we can go in the last 90 days, or we could go lower. Then we can also select specific forms, right? And then we go down here and we're gonna have to select a form, right? So if we have multiple forms, we can select multiple. If we only have one, we can select a specific. So it's going to be those people who have in some way interacted with this specific form. But if you have no lead forms, well, then you're not gonna have an audience, right? So once you select the form or the forms, we're just gonna name our audience. So let's call it lead form audience. Now, when you actually have a specific lead form that's going to be with a specific lead magnet or a specific lead towards something, you're probably gonna want to name it accordingly to that lead and not just lead form audience, right? We're gonna call it lead form custom audience. There we go. And then once we're done, we're gonna click on create audience. And then we're done. And yeah, we're done, right? So we're creating a lot of audiences, and so far they're quite small, right? Because we don't have that much engagement yet. But as we go, these numbers are gonna grow quite exponentially, and they're going to be increasingly effective for our lookalike audience. Now, it's gonna be very exciting to go through the lookalike, but that is in a couple of lectures. For now, let's continue understanding custom audiences. See you in the next lecture.